Hello friends, welcome to a new entry. This is your professional dreamer Alex. Please lay back and enjoy the show. In my dream I had a theater at my neighbor's house, and there was a metal floor and it was cut out, and my mother's boyfriend cleaned out the lower half of the theater. I stepped around the corners and later on I stepped down too, and there I saw a lot of bananas and plums in the basement. I looked for the trash bin so I can remove the rotten food. I went out and I drove my bike, and I was on the street and there were a lot of people and they were cutting me off the street because I came from a side street. And my mom and her boyfriend were also on their bikes and they were way ahead of me and they drove super fast. I escaped from a Fizz from League of Legends. He used his ultimate on me, his dash from his Q ability and his E ability. I ran through a playground and used, for example, a Talia ultimate where she rides on a big ramp made out of rocks. And I was chaining different abilities from different champions. Then my perspective swapped and it went onto a motorcycle that looked like the one from Hell Rider, but it was covered in ferromagnetic fluids and it looked really spiky and scary. And then the magnet hit my dog and the dog shed his fur and he became some sort of human, but he kept his dog face. We went into a house and there was a rich family and we got invited in. The dog was basically naked and he went into the house and he grabbed a set of clothes, went out again, changed into the clothes, and then he got back in. The couple asked me where my dog went, and then I introduced my new colleague to them. To the left there were two people with virtual reality headsets on. They have a floating device in the shape of a unicorn, or looks like a unicorn. The house was full of pencil-drawn art on the walls and metal boats on top of each doorway. And we went to the right and I talked to the dog that I need a 40-gram gold medal or button for my shoes. The dog pointed at a few pictures where the owner knew some backstories for them, and he told them to the dog and me. The old man fed chips to the employees that were around, but they spat out the chips, and then I also was feeding some chips to the people and they consumed them happily then. Also there were cows and sheep in the house. All the pictures that the dog painted at were also part of a movie preview poster. The rich dude was to my left and the woman was to my right, and this woman was to my right, and my dog sat across of me. And the old man suddenly had some kind of problems and my vision changed from regular view to X-ray, for example, like in Naruto. And I saw some blue energy lines that were connected to maybe a heart pacemaker, and there were some band-aids fixed to his chest, and the electric flow was disrupted, and I removed some of the electrodes and helped him fix it up again. I didn't circulate the electricity and the energy properly, and I fixed it up, and therefore the guy was able to survive. And later on, the dog and the old woman had a really good time and they kind of became a couple, I guess. For the explanations, my old neighbor, she works for the local theater. About the road, it looks like my neighborhood. And about League of Legends characters and their abilities, I played a lot of League of Legends games recently and probably got scared by the fizz a few times and didn't play against any Talias recently. The ferromagnetic fluids, I've read a bit about magnets recently. The dog looking like a person is probably because some owners and the pets become more and more similar in their facial features the longer they live together, and therefore the dog probably look like a person eventually. The virtual reality, I've recently discovered on Facebook the advertisement for their own Oculus Rift products, and therefore I guess I saw some virtual reality headsets. About the man and his heart pacemaker, it's probably because I watched some Naruto recently, and the Byakugan, the viewer of Naruto gets a different view, like the energy circulating in the body of the person that gets viewed through the eyes, and because of some Naruto Boruto I watched, I've dreamt about that and the perspective swap. And I watched some shows where people introduce their home, and some of them have old movie posters, and they tell some stories about how they got to acquire those posters. And about the dog and the woman being a couple is probably because some people don't mind if the dogs lick over their faces, but I think that's a lot of bacteria. Thanks for listening, as always, and I hope we meet again in the next video. Bye bye.